Welcome to Court TV Live. I'm Chanley Painter. The death of George Floyd has had a global impact. The marches, protests, and calls for police reform and racial justice echo around the world. His death also changed the course for the people closest to him, his family. One of the first cousins says that Floyd's death forever changed her outlook on life. And I'm honored this morning to be joined by Paris Stevens, George Floyd's cousin and the co-chair of the George Floyd Memorial. Thank you so much, Paris, for joining me and sharing your story today. I want to start with what I just said about how your cousin's death really changed your outlook.
His death has been such a traumatic experience. I never would have thought that we would have been here. So many times you see this happening to other family members, but when it comes to your front door, it's a different feeling. And no one should have to endure such pain. It's something that you can't describe. And when it comes from police brutality, it makes it even worse because they're the ones that are supposed to be protecting and serving, the community. So it hurts even more.
Right, and you have really turned into an advocate for George Floyd's life and legacy and reform and change. It almost was like a call to action when your cousin died. And tell us about the work that you've been doing over the last several months to carry on his legacy.
Yes, well, we have established the George Floyd Global Memorial. Me and my aunt Angela Harrelson, she lives here in Minneapolis, along with Janelle Austin, who also lives here. And our organization is based about community. Perry was about the community and helping others, and that's what we're about. So we want to bring economic prosperity to the community and jobs, and we want to develop this George Floyd Square into like a cultural arts center, the whole block. It has literally given purpose to the people in the community since the moment that Perry passed away. The community has been keeping this area sacred. So, and that's what we want. We want to continue to keep his memory alive through arts and building out and developing globally. So it's so important. And I want to say thank you to the community and everyone all over the world for supporting us. It means so much, and we want to definitely give back to the community. So I've been here. I actually live in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I come here quite often and come to the George Floyd Square, and we just talk and do community development. There's so many different aspects of George Floyd Square from when it first developed. So we have a pop-up gallery now, and it has just a small portion of artifacts that have been placed by the community from all over the world, not just community just in the George Floyd Square, but so many people have come there and have laid down different artifacts from murals to posters to flowers. And they've saved it all because every piece that's laid down is important. That's someone's emotion that they went through. And seeing the pop-up gallery, I want everyone to come. You have to come and see it. It has moments from when Perry passed away to what's happening to right now. And it will hold memories for the future as well. And we have a book, like a bookstore, but it's for free. So it's for all ages. They have food drives. We have a own security team just to keep people safe. Because honestly, they don't, we don't trust all the police. We don't, we don't know what their intentions are most of the time. So we had to develop our own security, the Agape movement. So it's so much more than just people just living in George Floyd Square. This is truly a community, and the George Floyd Global Memorial wants to continue that community, the community movement, and that's the goal, that's the mission of George Floyd Global Memorial.
I've been there several times, and it truly is a unique and really unprecedented way to keep alive. It's a living memorial there on the square. Commend you for all the work you and your aunt Angela are doing there to preserve this. And at the same time, we keep reading and seeing where the future of the intersection there is a little uncertain at this time, especially during the trial and the city wanting to maybe make some changes after the conclusion of the trial. What is your position with the George Floyd Global Memorial as far as what's next for that intersection of 38th and Chicago?
Well, we understand that the city wants to reopen, and I'm not opposed, but there are some things that we would like to see happen. We would like for those political officials, the mayor, to come in and talk with the community and see what they really want, work together and genuinely, try to accomplish some things that we want. I mean, we're not opposed to police, but, we have to acknowledge that the system is completely broken and we have to address it. What they've been asking for is not a lot. Maybe we won't get everything on the list, but we got to be able to, compromise, see where the people are coming from. It's important for the next steps.
Yes.
So we want to work
about
with the
today
community,
real quick.
the city as well.
Absolutely. A partnership. I want to talk about today real quick with closing arguments, the trial coming to fruition. How are you and your family holding up and thinking, especially this week when we could have a verdict and moving forward in this case?
Well, pretty tense, anxious. I'm praying that the verdict is the right verdict. And that's what I know the family is looking for. And I know everyone is tense and everyone is dealing with it in their own way. But each one of us is trying to stay positive and praying that for once, we're going to get it right. It's important. It's monumental right now. This can change the direction of the Policing Act. It could possibly. So it's just important all the way around, from community to police departments. In this case, in particular, we had police officers that were testifying against another police officer. That's unheard of. So there's some progress there. And maybe that will continue if it happens again to where there is, excessive force or police brutality. They'll know that it's not acceptable. It's not their job to be the judge and the jury. So with this verdict, I think it may set precedent.
For sure. It will be historic. And of course, we are sending well wishes to you and your family, everyone through this time and this week. Thank you so much, Paris, for being with me and giving us more information about the George Floyd Global Memorial, all of the great work that you're doing.